Alright, welcome to Tech Dive. We're going to be doing an unboxing video. We don't usually do unboxing videos, but this one I think will be interesting because I bought a pre-built gaming computer, and we kind of know how it's going to perform because of the specs, but I want to know the quality of parts and stuff I got inside, and I thought if I want to know, I think some of you guys want to know too. So I got an HP Pavilion Power computer desktop with Ryzen 1400 and a 580 4GB version. I think it's the 4GB version of the 580. 8GB of RAM on the motherboard, and Windows 10 and terabyte drive. Kind of a standard little pre-built gaming computer. And let's see what comes in the package. So this is just how it showed up at my door in the giant box. I assume that there will be another box inside of this. Oh, covered you up. Okay. Trying not to hit the mic, I'm sure. That wouldn't be good. Okay, so here's the actual computer. Let's get rid of this first giant box. Alrighty, so this is the Pavilion. So I'm not particularly an HP lover at all, really. Really, kind of a lot of the home pre-built desktop brands have I've had a lot of beefs with over the years. But as a friend reminded me, that can't be a hater one way or the other. You gotta remember that every product's a little different, and this is HP's time to shine right here. The reason I got this is because it was like $605, and for a 580 and for the 8 gigs of RAM, and with how expensive RAM is right now, that's just a crazy deal. So let's see if it's really worth it, because I couldn't even piece together a build on Newegg for anywhere close to this price. Not even close. Like, I'm talking hundreds of dollars different. So I want to know, and that's not even including a copy of Windows, which I get a copy of Windows with this. So without further ado, here's a baggie. Got a power cable, some shipping labels, some screws. How very interesting. And a mouse with some instructions on how to set up a computer. Which that's kind of nice to get some free peripherals, because you never know when you're just going to need an extra mouse or something. You're probably going to have a nice thing already set up. Here's the keyboard. It's kind of a small keyboard, actually. Oh, it's a very small keyboard. Look at this. So I'm probably not going to use this keyboard with the computer itself. I'm probably going to use it on a different computer in my house, like my kitchen computer, because it's so tiny. But it's a nice little keyboard, for just what you're expecting with a pre-built. So for what I was expecting, a very good little keyboard. Okay, so mouse and keyboard. Remember, this is the AMD version. There's an Intel version. There's all sorts of different little builds, but this one was definitely the one that was worth the price. Well, I hope it was. Let's see. So that's all that was in the box besides some styrofoam. Set that there. Try not to hit the camera or the lights. Alright, this. Now I can finally sit down and get my head on camera. Not that you want to see that. This is the back of the computer. Let's take a look at the back real quick. That's exciting, huh? Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Yep, there's the 580. I see it. And surprisingly few USB slots on the motherboard. Because it's a one for VR ready. That's one of the things that the computer says. I'm a little surprised to see only 2 USB 3.0 ports on the back. The front has a USB 3.0 port, a USB Type-C port, and a SD card reader. This will actually be good for me. I can edit on this and stuff like that too, because VR ready just means pretty powerful. This means a lot of other things too, but it's a pretty good little computer here. I like the look of it. It's a kind of a matte black, which is nice, and when it's not piano black, because then it doesn't show every little fingerprint. And it's definitely got that kind of pre-built tininess to it. So it's not gonna rock the LAN party when you show up with this thing. But it's nice, it's quaint, it's gonna look good on my entertainment center, which is why I got it, because I want it to sit by my TV. We're gonna look inside though, because that's what's really interesting. You can talk about specs all day until you actually see the brands. Interesting. That is a star-shaped bit on this screw and a flathead, but it's not a Phillips. Weird. So I gotta get a screwdriver. Alrighty, so I'm back with a screwdriver and a cat. So we'll get rid of the cat in a minute. Hi, Patches. You want to be pet? So always, with all these, any kind of mass done pre-built computer, there's always weird stuff. Like the case is not going to be, it's not going to be a kind of case you show off at a LAN party, and I'm not expecting that. I'm just expecting a powerful build for pretty cheap, especially with the price of RAM these days. So let's take a look inside. Okay, so I gotta take a look to see what this is. I'm gonna show you the best I can. So there is the front header reader's little kind of box there, how it all connects in. So it's just like a big adapter box. That's interesting. The terabyte hard drive mounted sideways. It looks like there'll be room in the case to mount my SSD, because nowadays, why am I gonna run my powerful computer off a terabyte drive? That just doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna hook in my SSD as long as there's room here. And let's see. And it looks like there's room. Here's the 580. It is, man, I forget how small the 5 series are, man. That's crazy. There it is with the power. It's got a, let's see, what's the wattage on this thing? It comes with a bronze rated power supply. That's good. When you got a computer with this much expensive parts in it, you don't want to go crazy. You don't want to get the crappiest, cheapest power supply, which is one of the things I was scared of with this thing, is that it would just come with the crappiest and cheapest versions. I knew it would be the cheaper versions of stuff because I bought a cheap computer, but I want it to still have some quality, and it's an HP branded power supply, but it's 80 plus bronze, so the bronze is a good sign. Obviously the 580 is a good brand, so that's just a stock 580. Nothing fancy there. Let's see. Type of motherboard. It is just an HP branded motherboard, so nothing fancy. It's got the stock Ryzen cooler on it, so nothing too fancy there. I'm going to try and show you inside the case a little bit. Yeah, so it's going to look like your mom's pre-built, except it's going to have powerful things inside of it instead of not powerful things. But it's a sleek little design for how cheap it is. And it's got 2 RAM slots. I was expecting that, so not super upgradable. It's got 2 4GB DIMMs in it, and so the only way to upgrade it is to get rid of the 4GB DIMMs and to get 2 8GB DIMMs. But 8 gigs is good, so it's a good solid way, and it is upgradable, just not easy to upgrade, and maybe not the cheapest to upgrade, but upgradable. And obviously that's a socket, that's a Ryzen socket, so you can, anything that fits that socket you can upgrade with as well. And like I said, it does have room for my SSD. So I'm excited. It looks like a good little build. I'm okay with the parts in it. For how cheap it was, I was expecting a motherboard that wasn't super name brand. HP is going to be a decent little motherboard. It can't be too bad. The bronze rated power supply, I'm very happy about that. When you have that much money in a computer, even though it's cheap, still $600. I don't want something crappy in there. Stock 580. Hey, the stock 580 is a stock 580. That's just, it's a good, it's a good card. Can't complain about a 580. Terabyte drive. I was needing more storage anyway, so adding that terabyte drive to my arrays will be good. And there we go. That's it. That's the unboxing. It comes with a mouse, a keyboard, and all you see here, it's nothing fancy, but it's cheap and it's powerful. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. It's exactly what I was expecting. I had a bar here. It could have surprised me, but it didn't. It didn't surprise me, but it also didn't underwhelm me. It didn't do things that made me upset. The one really biggest surprise about this HP Pavilion VR ready computer is the bronze power supply. I thought that was a nice touch. It's just one small little thing to give you something that's just, I mean, when you're paying that much money for something, it wouldn't have surprised me at all if they put the crappiest rated, barely 80 plus rated power supply, but it's 80 plus bronze, so it's good. Thanks for watching this Tech Dive video. We usually have a lot more in-depth reviews. I'm not really going to be reviewing this computer because I'll let you know if it's horrible, but you know, it's going to be what you expect. 8 gigs of RAM and a 580. It's going to perform like 8 gigs of RAM and a 580. And we're going to be having some 580 benchmarks now that we got a card that can benchmark for 580. So that's another cool thing for the channel. Subscribe if you're looking for any kind of video enthusiast, computer enthusiast, gaming enthusiast kind of stuff, because we got you covered, because we're all of those things here on Tech Dive. So look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.